Welcome back to the Dadskillz car channel. Today, following on from some of the other brochures that I've reviewed, we've got a really small brochure. It's a sort of rectangular brochure, and it's for the Renault fleet that was out, and we'll have a look if we can see what year this is. But on the front there, we've got a car that my family had during the 80s. Sadly not the turbo version, but we had a Renault 18. Interesting car. So let's take a look inside. It is a fantastic photo, isn't it? Turbo written on the side. I don't think I've ever seen one of those in the flesh, and I don't think you will either in Britain anymore. Investment in quality, that's the sort of thing that you'd hear from Rover, and they always used to put in their brochures, but that sort of thing is laughable really, because they just disintegrated as soon as they left the factory floor. The confidence you feel when you drive a car built by Renault is founded in the immense depth of knowledge which backs the product. From the smallest beginnings some 80 years ago, Renault has consistently used technological research to build in practical innovation and to keep current production always up to date. Physical comfort and well-being, now that's, I remember from that Renault 18, the seats were really comfortable. Performance on the road, it all involves heavy investment based on far-sighted planning at Renault. This investment has been used to update production lines, redesigning them from scratch. Cooperative research with the French space technology company Matra. Renault's rolling update program resulted in 30 new models or versions in only 3 years. Greater use of electronic aids, greater fuel economy through the range, and the latest new model, the exciting, sophisticated and luxurious Renault 25. And then we've got more bits and pieces about design and all the rest of it. So we've got road test extraordinary. Sections of the new Renault road test track at, I'm going to try and say that, Abervoy. That's probably murdered that pronunciation. Obervoy, something like that, combined to simulate all types of road and traffic conditions. Road test vehicles Eve and Vesta, that must be them. Computer-aided design. The American connection. At the birthplace of the Jeep, Renault engineers have designed product line, robot assembly, blah blah blah. The American Motor Corporation, AMC, famous for the Pacer, which is a funny looking car, nice looking car. Plant at Kenosha, now produces the highly successful US models, the Renault Alliance and Encore. Electronic dashboard, I'm sure that was totally trouble-free and never played up for anyone. Soon to follow, automatic voice recognition to allow the driver to instruct the car with up to 100 different words of mouth commands. Wow, I'm sure that went off trouble-free. The aesthetically pleasing parts distribution centre at Swindon houses a modern computerised control system for the £15 million worth of stock, which supports 800 UK outlets. Cool, right. And then we've got some aerodynamics. We're at the smallest car in the range, the Renault 5, Le Car 2. Renault 5, loads of goodies. Never drove one of those, but I knew a couple of people who had them, and they always seemed very, very light. But they always liked them. They didn't seem to have any much problem with them. 5-speed box, fuel consumption figures for the 1 litre and GTL versions, 52.6 miles per gallon. That's pretty good, isn't it? And a consistent 56 miles per hour. And then just under 45 miles per gallon in the urban cycle. Even the 1400 gets 44.8. 5-speed box, wraparound bumpers, very nice. Ooh, and then we get a bit quicker. The now infamous Renault 5 Turbo, one of those fleet of 80s and 90s max power generation hot hatches. That's my sort of generation, know those things well. I beat one of those once in a Sierra XR 4x4, which was good. 175 6013s low profile tyres. The instrumentation in a luminous red. Luminous red includes a rev counter, trip meter, water temperature, pressure gauge and turbo gauges. Nice. Now then, Renault 9. Never had the honour of going in one of those, but I know someone who had one. 5 versions available of the Renault 9. The TC, the GL, the GTL, the Auto, the GTX and the Diesel TD. 1721cc power unit, 5-speed, 13-inch wheels, sparkling performance with a top speed of more than 105 and fuel economy of 55 miles to the gallon. And there she is from the front. Head restraints for lower upholstery. It's got a lights on warning buzzer. What does it say the diesel does? The 1.6 diesel returns a very frugal fuel consumption of 64.2. That's good, isn't it? Great stuff. And then we move on a bit bigger. We've got a sort of hatchback. We've got the Renault 11. In the 8 versions of the 11, Renault's reputation for style, blah, blah, blah. And it's got all the same engines, hasn't it? But you think, looking at that, you would just have thought that that, in an estate version, would have rendered that non and void, really. Nice looking thing there from the front. Very French. Typically French, isn't it, by the front? And then, now we get to the Renault 18, the Mark II. A redesigned dashboard, new radiator grille, and distinctive striping. There's the estate. Now, as a family car, we had the saloon version, and I remember Dad respraying it, metallic blue, and the insides of these inner wings, it had like a sound deadening stuff in there, and it would just hold the water, so we ripped all that out, if I remember rightly. Everything about it was just designed to rust. So we've got the turbo saloon that we saw on the front, gives exciting performance, top speed of 122. And then the estate has got almost a 2-litre engine. Both have luxury equipment, low profile tyres, power steering, electric front windows, central locking and much more. Yeah, cool. And there's also a diesel as well, 2-litre diesel. Ooh, the Renault Fuego. There were a few of those about when I was a kid. Funny looking car, typically French again. The turbo, 132 miles an hour. And it features such luxury as Patelli front seats. I'm sure that's how you say it. Patelli front seats, electric front windows, pre-radio equipment and digital clock. Both versions have a 5-speed box, the Renault Fuego. And here we go, the top of the range, Renault 25, the executive job. So you've got these plush leather seats, they look fantastic. This one looks like an auto. And then the dashboard there is a proper space age type thing. Digital, wowzers. I'll be amazed if there are any of these left about now. I'm sure you'll find some of these cars in France, but on the continent. But these things would just have disintegrated, I think, over here in Britain. So we've got heralded as a new breed of luxury car, powerful performance, exquisite handling, sophisticated dashboard with onboard trip computer, voice synthesizer, gives a complete picture of the car's functioning. If something's wrong, it will tell you, audibly as well as visually. I bet that wasn't annoying at all, was it? There were 7 versions. 2-litre TS, GTS, GTS Automatic, the 1265 GTX and GTX Automatic, and the 2.6 V6 injection and the V6 injection automatic. Wowzers. And then towards the back, we've got a few other bits. So we've got about the Renault Traffic and the Renault Master. Now they're vehicles that the next generations on are still being sold today. And they've got petrol engines. 1.4 petrol engine in a Traffic. Can you imagine how underpowered that may be? And then diesels, 2-litre petrol, 2.5 diesel. I don't think you get a petrol in those anymore. Anti-corrosion, Renault Mobile Homes. The freedom of travel with your own home on wheels is becoming more and more popular. Cooker, refrigerator, stainless steel sink, 5-speed box, onto the back page, and the old Renault 4. So that's interesting, isn't it? Why is the Renault 4 still being sold at the same time as we have their Renault 5? I'm guessing because it was such a well-loved car and people were still buying it. And I remember the Avon lady used to have a Renault 4, and we used to have, back in the day, a fleet of these Renault 4 and Renault 5 vans. And they were extremely light. If you got them stuck, you could literally lift them out. The Renault 4 GTR Saloon, a sturdy and economical all-purpose car, 4 seats. I suppose this really was the answer to the 2CV Citroen, tight turning circle, rugged use, a capacious little workhorse in its own right. Cool, go anywhere vehicle. And there we go, and there we go, I can see a date. Down here, we've got 1984. So there we go. That's another brochure review of some quirky, idiosyncratic French cars, just how we like them. So if you enjoyed that, YouTube will recommend another very similar video to you in a moment, but until the next time, I'll see you again. Thank you.
Une voiture collectionnée. Donc ça prouve elle avait quelque chose, même si à l'époque elle n'a pas connu un succès extravagant, mais il y avait un truc.